Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy Jay, and this is Football Talking. And this one, your boy will be reacting to. Here's what happened with the NFL exclusive license. Now, the reason why I'm checking out this one in particular is because this is something that I like to hear, like behind the scenes. I love like seeing how things are made and just behind the scenes decisions about tech and all of that. I've always been a big fan of that. I mean, I watch interviews of developers and stuff like that. So yeah, I cannot wait to see this. And also Madden, they have behind the scenes Madden and stuff that's coming out on Prime. Your boy is gonna be checking that out, and I'll probably be doing like a review or something like that. Like I'll be talking about like each and every episode as it progress. So be sure to stay tuned for that one. Before I hop into this though, I'm gonna need you guys to hit that like button for your boy. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel if you want more videos just like this. Without further ado though, let's jump right into it.
We've got a bit of an update on the NFL exclusive simulation license for football video games. Now, every few years, this topic comes up again as the current deal with EA and the NFL gets near its close. And for years now, well over a decade, people have been hoping that maybe the NFL will open the license back up so that we can have competition in the space. But every 5 to 6 years, they re-up the deal with EA. Well, now we're getting near that point again, and there's a lot of news going around as to whether or not the NFL is going to remain exclusive with EA Sports. So in this video, I'm going to go over all of the latest news that we've gotten recently and also go over some of the news we got a few months back and kind of see where we're at with this whole deal that is likely going to have a decision pretty soon. Now, if you're new to the channel and you never want to miss out on any of the important updates as it surrounds Madden, College Football 25, or just football games in general, make sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon so you don't miss any of the important videos when they go live. Now, a couple months ago, Mike Straw of Insider Gaming reported that the NFL and EA were negotiating an extension of the exclusive simulation license that allows EA to be the only game that can create simulation NFL football games. Now, other companies can make arcade games, and supposedly for years now 2K has been working on one with the NFL. It just has never come out yet on console. No other company can make a simulation game as long as EA and the NFL have this exclusive deal. Well, the current deal that they signed was back in 2020 for $1.5 billion, and it goes through the 2025 NFL season, which is next season. But there was an option to extend it by a year through the 2026 season if target revenue was hit, and for pretty much all we know, those revenues have been hit. I mean, EA and Madden makes a ton of money, so the revenue really isn't the issue here. As it stands, we're going to be having people 2 more years on the internet will say Madden NFL games, no matter what happens. So the soonest that we would be able to see another company even have the chance to make a simulation NFL game would be the 2027 NFL season, but likely it would even be a few years past that because it takes a while to actually make a game. But 2027 as of right now.
Just want to pause right quick about him saying it does take a minute to make a game. I have seen people say before, like on other stuff like that, not on his channel in particular, but like just online. Oh, once the license, NFL, once NFL be like, nah, EA, you not exclusive for Madden anymore. We gonna get this game, we gonna get this company. It don't work like that, guys. Maybe back in the day, yes. But nowadays, people's expectations are up all the way up here. Gamers' expectations on a lot of games are just crazy. And then they always say, but you should be like this. Well, guess what? When you was that age, your expectations was not that high as it is now. You know what I mean? If they was to put out the game that people always say back in the day, games are so much better. If they was to put that out right now, you'll call it trash. You would dump on it. Gamers are never satisfied. Just remember that. Gamers are never satisfied. And that could be good, but majority of the time, it's bad. Just letting you know that. If you enjoy a game, guys, and others don't enjoy it, don't let their opinion affect how you see the game. If you love Madden games and you've been loving Madden games, keep on loving Madden games. If you see flaws in Madden games and you point them out, keep on doing that. If you just don't like Madden games because you just don't like Madden games, do that, but don't try to affect other people's opinions on games. That's my
would be the earliest it would even be possible. That's if EA and the NFL don't extend their deal. Now, a couple months ago when Mike Straw reported on this, he was mentioning that this is kind of the first time in many, many years that the NFL seem to be considering possibly opening up the license for once, as they're seeing that, so much money is being made by a lot of these different sports games now. You have the college football game that came in and it's just continuing to do crazy numbers. It's kind of evident that more
the number-wise for college football,
really could
we already knew it was going to be crazy, but I think
it's
exceeded everybody's
but also
even
it would
expectations.
Seem that you would stand to make more money if you had multiple products competing. And then when you combine that with the fact that the reception around Madden has not been the greatest over the last 5 years, and the NFL is aware of the public perception of the franchise, and one thing that they don't like is when their brand or the NFL Shield is viewed in a negative light. And of course, we heard for Madden 24 last year that it was a make or break game, and we don't know how true that rumor itself was, but it had been said by a lot of people on the inside that EA was looking at that game as a very important turning point for the franchise because the previous few years had just had so many problems, and knowing that they're getting close to the end of this deal, they know that they kind of had to prove something to the NFL perhaps if they wanted to continue this deal. And then they came into Madden 25, which by all accounts they have viewed as a success. I mean, the new documentary that just hit on Amazon Prime kind of further backs that
it's
up.
Out
They're
already?
viewing the last 2 years as a success, and of course, revenue-wise and all that stuff, it is a success. Now, in terms of perception on the internet, obviously people don't think the game is that good anymore.
Internet is
but
not
there's
real
a lot
place.
of people that still play it.
All right,
it's
guys,
the only game out there.
just
we don't really know
remember
the
that.
true thoughts of every single person that plays the game, but we know the online perception and the reviews for the game have not been great for a while now. So that all leads us into these negotiations with EA and the NFL, where for the first time ever, the NFL has kind of a lot of incentive to open this license up for the first time in about 20 years. Now, a couple months ago when this was reported, one of the sources said that they have no reason to believe that they won't still have the exclusive license, and another source said at the end of the day, Madden is making more and more money each year for both EA and the NFL. The sales continue to go up, and it will be crazy to not have the deal continue. That is from some sources on the inside. However, this is the longest a deal has gone without having an extension. Normally by now, there would have already been an extension between EA and the NFL for another 5 years. So the fact that that hasn't happened yet has left a lot of people hopeful that maybe they will finally open the license up, and that's where the latest bit of news comes from. But really quickly, I do want to shout out today's video sponsor, Underdog. They've been a huge supporter of the channel, and if you like sports and you like winning money, then you've got to be on Underdog playing their Pick'em game. All you got to do is pick higher or lower on player stats, and if they hit, you can win some big money. And the best thing about Underdog is they're always throwing out free plays, free money, and specials to get you started. And this week, with it being Thanksgiving week, they're going all out. This week at Underdog is Feast Week. During Feast Week, Underdog will be featuring profit boosts, discount tokens, gimme picks, and much more. Starting from today all the way through Saturday, there's going to be a ton of specials that you're not going to want to miss out on if you're signed up on the app. And for tomorrow's Thanksgiving games, they're going to give you a free play of Jordan Love to get a single yard. That means all you have to do is pass for 1 yard and that's it. You win. If you want to wait and play for Friday's game, they're going to give you Patrick Mahomes to get a single yard. Or for Sunday, they're going to give you Brock Purdy to get a single yard. And no matter when you sign up, no matter what day of the week it is, there's always going to be a free play just like this for you to take advantage of. And if you use my code RAY, R-A-Y, they're going to also give you up to $1,000 in bonus cash to start with, and you just cannot beat that. So where are we as of today when it comes to the negotiations between EA and the NFL? Well, they are still ongoing. So as of right now, EA is still trying to secure an extension of that simulation license. And according to Mike Straw of Insider Gaming, who breaks all of this news all the time, he said that the talks between the companies are progressing and an announcement could come out very soon. So as of right now, it does appear that the exclusive license will likely continue. It's not 100% guaranteed, but they're progressing moving in that direction. According to Mike Straw's sources, EA Sports wants to continue talks beyond an extension and retain exclusive rights for the football franchise.
Okay.
And when Mike Straw asked his source, would there be an exclusive continuation deal, the source said that is what EA wants, which, I mean, obviously that's what they want. It's not really a crazy
obvious right
leak
there.
but the fact that they're still pushing hard for this, especially when there was a rumor some years ago that EA maybe didn't want to be exclusive anymore because they thought that they were far enough ahead to where they wouldn't need it. That was a rumor for a bit, but it could have been a false rumor. It appears whatever may have happened then is definitely not the case now. EA definitely wants to remain exclusive, and right now we know we have 2 more years locked in, but they're trying to extend it even further. And Mike Straw went on to drop another nugget of information, which I thought was pretty interesting, because never has the NFL really tried to pull back from EA. We know that this time around they may have been a little bit more open to opening up the license than before, and the fact that it's gone this late into their deal and they haven't extended it when usually they would have extended it by now. Mike Straw did mention that they could potentially be waiting until next month, specifically on December 14th, because that would actually mark the 20th year anniversary of their exclusive partnership. That was the first time that the exclusive deal got signed.
Your boy is only 5 years
old.
So
they may just be waiting a few more weeks to do it on the 20th anniversary, which for them, EA and the NFL, yeah, it's probably great. They look at it as a big milestone. 100%. They made a lot of money together. They've been very successful together, even if the perception of the game has gone down over the years. They're still a very big success. They're still one of the highest selling games in the US every single year, like clockwork. But from the fan perspective, it would almost be viewed as kind of an even bigger slap in the face, I guess you could say. Look, I like Madden. I think it's definitely improved quite a bit over the past few years. I think that they
100%.
have done a lot of things that people have asked for, even if there are still a number of things that still do need to get better about the game, and still other things that we have asked for that they haven't given us. I like Madden, but I would still be all
abuse
for
it and
the
use it all the
license
time,
being
and
opened
they
up,
get
because
mad
I
when EA
think more
nurses.
games, potentially, if we did get more games, that would be more fun. That's more games that we would have to play. Competition always is going to lead to a better product, in my opinion. I mean, you can even see just by college football coming back how that has directly affected Madden. Some of the things that they worked on for college football were able to be brought over to Madden instantly. So it was kind of like getting a double update for Madden this year in a way, because some of the stuff from college was able to be brought right over. And you saw that with the competition just within their own building. So imagine if they had an actual competitor from another company. Now, if the license were to open up, does that necessarily mean we're going to get a new game? Not necessarily. It doesn't mean another company would want to invest into doing that, because nowadays it costs so much to make these games that's why you don't really see a lot of competition with sports games anymore. You see one NBA
where even if they were to open this up, it's not that many companies that have the money and that could the money to actually make a simulation football game. I know you would think, oh, but if they do, they make this amount. But guess what? You got to pay for the employees. You got to pay for the higher ups. You got to pay the players to be in the game. You got to pay the face scans. You got to build out the tech. You got to pay for the computers. It's a lot of things that people assume if you make this amount of money on a game, if you make this amount of money, you shouldn't have no excuse for this and that, this and that. There's a lot of things you got to pay for when you're making a game, especially a big company like a EA or like 2K or well, not 2, it's not called 2K, but you know, like things like that. Sorry, did not mean it. It costs a lot more than what you actually get sales wise. There's a reason why games, for as long as you probably can remember, have been the same price for majority of the time. You do not actually make money. It's a losing, like when you're starting out, if you don't have other content or pay to win things or different things like that, you do not make money. It's very unlikely that you will make at least half the money that you invested. Just letting you guys know that.
game, one baseball game, one football game, one hockey game, because there's not a lot of room for competition. I mean, there is room for competition, but when you factor in how much the games cost to make,
to be honest with you, do you really think people are going to gravitate?
A lot of these companies rather just have the one big game in town instead of going to another game. So there is belief that even if it was open, we might not see a competitor. But the fact that we would be allowed to have a competitor means maybe we would get one. But even if we didn't, that would still light more of a fire under EA to do a little bit more, to maybe work a little bit harder on the game, because of the fact that somebody could come in if they wanted to and make another game. I think the only company that would even be willing to do it would be 2K, since they already have a relationship with the NFL and they are supposedly still working on arcade games. They've only dropped a mobile game, and the console game was supposed to be out years ago, and we still have not heard anything about it, to the point where I don't even think it's coming anymore, because we're just about 5 years away from where the deal was signed, and they still have not delivered a game. And I don't know if that is also factoring in some way to the NFL's decision of saying, hey, 2K still never produced the console arcade game and it's been 5 years. I don't know if that's playing into it at all, but I do find it odd that game is still not come out yet.
That's a good observation right there. It definitely could.
What people wanted. And even if we were to get an open license and 2K wanted to make a simulation game, as I said earlier in the video, I think 2028, 2029, maybe even 2030 would be the earliest we would see it, because it would take them quite a while to get a good game ready. But having competition 5 years from now would still be good, and in the meantime, it would still push EA to do more, knowing another game could be coming out. So that is what everybody in the football gaming community hopes for, because it's just best for us. But it does appear, as of right now, that we're going back into another exclusive cycle between EA and the NFL. And at this point, when EA has definitely had its most backlash during this deal, if they still extend it once again for another 5 or so years, to me, that means I don't really know if we're going to ever get a non-exclusive deal again, because if there was ever a time for the NFL to maybe take a chance, it would be right now. And if they're not going to do that now, I find it hard to believe that they're ever going to do it at this point, when it's already been 20 years. Now, there is no official deal yet, so let me just make that clear. There's no official deal yet, but it just does look like it's progressing in that direction as of now. And when we do have an official word, I will update you guys. Now, recently, Madden 25 just had its biggest update of the year.
Check that one out. I enjoyed this. He brought up some really good points in this one I probably didn't know or forgot about. So this was a good one. I know I didn't talk a little bit more than normal, but just wanted to like kind of let you guys know behind the scene things, how things work. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this reaction. Love you guys, and also happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully you spending time with your family and your loved ones and having some good food. Hey, don't eat too much though. Don't eat too much, guys. I'm telling you. You don't want to do it. You gonna be in the bathroom sleeping like this. Don't do it. Love you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.